Shawn and
Brett.
My number 3 was one of Joe's as well. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. And like I said, I just watched it again today because I was coming up with some for the list. I just refreshed my memory because I had a bunch written down. I'm just like, well, I placed these somewhere. So that was one I watched today, and it was really, really good. Like hold for hold, they fought each other. It was a really technical match, you know. Jericho does the lion salt, Shawn kicks out. Shawn does the elbow, Jericho kicks out.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of roll-ups. Like, Jericho rolls up Shawn rolls up Jericho. I like it when it matches like that.
They
Technically,
match up well,
yeah. So I like, you know, I like matches that keep you on the edge of your seat. Like, oh, anybody could win. You know, it's not like, you know, like a squash match or something.
My number 2 is last year's WrestleMania, Shawn and Undertaker. Again, it lands on the list, but watch it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
35 minutes of nothing but on the edge of your seat, much like you said, like with Jericho and Shawn. You know, Undertaker, I think tombstoned him and Shawn kicked out. Shawn super kicked him. He did the elbow. I mean, they were doing everything, but they're freaking dropping the building on each other.
That was
classic.
I remember watching it at Wes's house.
Yeah, the same
When
here.
our teacher was like, oh!
Yeah.
Surprised we didn't
We were
like
like
parents.
Remember when Jimmy did take it, we're like, that's it, he's done!
Yeah.
Oh, he kicked out, he kicked out! That's awesome. Yeah. My number is, number 2 is, Shawn and Angle. I forget what Mania was.
23.
I don't know.
One of the 20s.
One of the 20s.
But it was good. They're both, like,
You're right. 21.
like him and Jericho, they both match up and move for move, hold for hold. And anytime you get Angle or Shawn in a match, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
Okay?
my number 2 is Hogan and Warrior. Every time you start saying something, oh man.
We're going to let Kevin go first from here on out.
Yeah.
Then I won't come up with nothing. Till last minute.
My number 2 is also Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. Like, you said, you know, hold for hold. Anytime you put Kurt Angle in a match, anytime you put Shawn Michaels in a match, and release them on each other, you know, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
it was something.
That was actually, really awesome. I think Shawn was trapped in the ankle lock for like 5 minutes or something. He was in it for a while before he finally tapped out. And nobody usually lasts that long.
No shame in tapping out.
The cool thing was, like, Kurt won, and, like, the audience stood up for him, and he was a heel. Just because, out of respect.
Yeah, well, I mean, after the way those two tore it up,
that was, And once again, it shows Shawn usually has the match of WrestleMania.
For Benoit, too, I thought. Didn't he lose a match? And
I think so.
they gave him a standing ovation.
It was, I believe, him and Jericho at one of it was a ladder match.
Yeah.
Had for the Intercontinental title.
He lost, and they were cheering for him.
Yeah.
My number 1 is actually, I think it was your number 5. Hogan and Andre at WrestleMania 3. Just because the sheer volume of people that were there, like you said, Andre more or less passing the torch to Hogan, because Andre had never been beaten in his career up to that point. And, you know, for him to tell Hogan, like, I want you to beat me tonight, and I want you to be, you know, to slam me to do it. And it was just amazing. I mean, see it all the time. We go to the live events, they show it on the video screen.
That's always the moment they show.
It's etched in everybody's mind. I mean, just, Hogan picking him up and slamming him, and I mean, people came out of their seats. Awesome.
I remember in Hogan's book, he said what an honor it was and how he felt. Like, he could be glad he couldn't believe Andre let him do that.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing, you know. Andre was the type of guy, he was really old school, you know. He had a bad experience with the Warrior, you know. That goof, you know. And Andre was, everybody respected Andre. You went into that locker room, the first person you usually went to and walked up to was Andre. And he said, "Hi, boss," put out your hand. If he shook your hand, then you were cool with him. Him put out his hand, and well, you were in trouble. You're probably going to be on point in a couple weeks.
My number 1 is Shawn and Taker. We've discussed it many times in this program. What more can I say? It's the greatest match I think I've ever seen.
DVD.
Yeah.
Man.
My number 1 is, I'm hoping it's a WrestleMania. I don't remember. Brett and Davey Boy. And
SummerSlam.
That was.
was that SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Wembley Stadium.
Okay. Then it's 6-man tag, first WrestleMania with King Kong Bundy and midgets.
How could it be the greatest match in Mania history?
He's stealing everything else. Look like there's lots more. No, I'll go with that one. I think that one's funny. We squash the midgets.
Oh my
His list was so good until the end.
Yeah.
It was all the same. So
I mean, I could give you a great example of one for you, for your number one.
There's like 10 I left off my